Let's hear it for Destiny Patterson. Destiny by her mother, and her family. Let's hear it for Destiny Patterson. Our next senior, let's hear it for Taylor Ruffin. Taylor is also being instructed by her mother and father family. Let's hear it for Taylor Ruffin. Our next senior is Ashanti Stillman. She's being escorted by her mother, father, and family. Let's hear it for Ashanti Stillman. And our final senior, let's hear it for Janice Garner. Janice is being escorted by Leslie, Dior, Jacob Sue, Riley Claiborne, and Coach Tiffany. Let's hear it for Janice Garner. And now we're ready to celebrate and honor our basketball seniors. Our first honoree, graduate assistant, Johnny Stanley. Let's hear it for Johnny Stanley. Make that one a surprise for him. Let's hear it for Johnny Stanley. And now our first player. Let's hear it for number 1, Lucky Brown. Lucky's being escorted by his father, Mike Brown, mother Debbie Brown, and brother Devin Harris. Let's hear it for number 1, Lucky Brown. Our next honoree is number 2, Nick Mims. Nick scored his 1,000th point, career point versus Dean last Saturday. Is being presented with a game ball and Our next honoree, great Betty Slime. James being escorted by his father, Lord Slime, and mother, Nico LaRue. Number 8, Betty Slime. And our final honoree tonight, number 13, Miguel Martinez. Miguel being escorted by his father, Miguel Martinez, and mother, Wanda Marino. Number 13, Miguel Martinez. Come on, let's hear it for our basketball seniors.
Says there's a program. There's not a program in So I'm going to stay on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Welcome Convocation Center here on the beautiful campus of West Virginia State University. Tonight's Mountain East Conference matchup. This game features the Concord Mountain Lions and your West Virginia State Yellow Jackets. As a reminder, the Mountain East Conference of West Virginia State University encourages and promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators for profanity, racial, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials. Student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are banned for removal from this arena. Additionally, the use of tobacco products, consumption of alcoholic beverages in the arena are prohibited. Your cooperation is appreciated. And now for the introduction of the starting lineup for tonight's game force. First, for the Concord University Mountain Lions, we have a 5'10" graduate senior guard from Lafayette, Alabama, number 2, Corey Boston. A 6'3" freshman guard from Chesapeake, Virginia, number 10, Josiah Rickers. A 6'5" junior forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 12, Ken Sally. A 6'8" junior forward from Dakar, Senegal, number 22, Renee Diop. And a 6'8" freshman forward from Grove City, Ohio, number 33, Greg Gilbert. The head coach of the Mountain Lions is Todd May, assisted by Drew Green and Jeffrey Shrewsbury.
conference, as that's going to be Arthur Cox getting ready to tip it up against number 22, Renee Diop. And here we go. It's tipped back, and Concord will open up with the ball. That's Boston. He's guarded by Mims. He throws it over, Diop, and hand it over, and they get it back. And taken in, mid-range pull-up, good. That's a nice shot by number 12, Ken Sally. Good elevation on that, and nice control in the air, and it results in a bucket for Concord to open up. Screen from Arthur Cox. As he takes it, gives it over to Mims. Over to Martinez, and he's going to attack. Martinez to the bucket, and it's blocked. And Concord basketball, as that went off slack, but so definitely the start you want if you're Concord. That was number 33, Craig Gilbert, who got the block. It's 43rd of the season. As now it's going to be Concord Mountain Lion basketball. Gilbert, and looking to hit the cutter, not there, so we'll give it up to Boston. And back up to Hop, over to Gilbert in the corner. Hopped inside as they're posting up. Diop, he spins, turns, misses, rebound Mims. As the Yellow Jackets will push tempo. You'll see both these teams run quite a bit. They average in the 80s as Brown drives inside. The senior puts it up and in. Bunky Brown. The senior played from Charleston, West Virginia, played for George Washington locally, as now they go to Gilbert. And back up top, that's Rickards, as Joe Rickards drives inside, puts it up, and misses. Rebound by Mims. He'll throw it over to Slack, as Jay Slack's jumper off. Rebound fought for him. Bunky Brown comes out with it. Brown, a real hustler on the rebounding end, and can come up with some of those loose balls, as Mims, he takes the jumper and connects. Nate Mims with the bucket. And a whistle. Oh, fixing the net, as that's but Brown and Mims opening up with 2 buckets for the Yellow Jackets. Meanwhile, Sally gets the first one for the Mountain Lions, as that's going to be Rickards, and back to Boston. And he's going to be doubled, and over to Sally. As they go to Rickards on the wing, he attacks, brings it back out. Is guarded tightly by Cox. And the 3 ball by Boston is off. Rebound by Brown. As Slack has it, and he's going to direct traffic. He feeds it over to Mims. Mims posting up and kicks it out. 3 ball, no. Cox is going to take the pull up and miss it, but get fouled. Arthur Cox, and what a player he's been for this program. Cox, who's come in this year and one of the leading scorers again. I mean, averages 12 points a game. An efficient shooter from the field, 49%, 6 rebounds, 6.2 rebounds leading the team. And Cox, I mean, last year, him and Anthony Pittman, gosh, Pittman, what a legend he is, and what an honor it was to get to last year when he scored, I believe, 36 points against Charleston on senior night. And him and Arthur Cox had a great interior passing connect, those two did, and fed off each other really well, as Cox misses a second. He's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. And now that's going to be handled by Boston. They go into the post, and it's taken in and double team, and that's going to be traveling, and that's going to be the first turnover either way. As a substitution for the Mountain Lions, that's going to be Brandon Hoffman, number 11. And Cox will inbound. He's going to look and get it up to Brown. Back over to Cox, who will run the point. He'll be met by Diop as they get it to Mims. He takes the 3, connects. Nate Mims with the bucket. That's his second, and he now has 5. So Boston drives in and back up top. They go to Boston again. He attacks and wants a jumper, just not there. Gilbert thought about it. Gilbert, important to this offense in a lot of ways with how he facilitates. 3 ball up and good by number 12, Ken Sally. Mims over to Slack. And they're going to switch off on him. Slack, screen coming from Cox. Slack attacks, blocked by Diop. Back out, Cox. They go over. Mims drives. He's going to go in and get fouled. And it looks like that's going to be against Sally. No, that's going to be against Boston. That's going to be his first, the team's second. So now that's going to be Brown inbounding. He'll get it into Cox. He takes the jumper and gets it. Arthur Cox, his first field goal. And now Virginia State has doubled them up here in the first half. Boston over to Diop, back up to Gilbert, and over to Boston. Looking to hit Diop in the post, not there. As Sally gets it back out, Gilbert, and he'll give it to Boston, trying to jump the pass, and Boston shot good. He'll get his first bucket. Slack, as he'll be met by Gilbert. Screen coming as Martinez. Slack around the double screen. He'll take the 3 and miss it. Brown skies up for it. Back out to Mims, over to Slack. His 3, this time it's good. Jay Slack, his 40th three-pointer of the season, and that breaks it a 6-point lead here early. Diop, he gets it over. Sally's 3, in and out, and then back out again. Rebound by Brown. He's getting them early. I think that's his 4th. As Slack, back over to Cox, and over to Mims. Brown stands at 6'3", so, definitely someone that can get in there and be a physical force. As Cox goes in, his jump put good, and he has 5. Cox with 5, Mims with 5, and it's an 8-point Yellow Jacket lead. Boston, as he's met by Cox, Gilbert's 3, and he's fouled on it by Slack. And that's going to be Slack's first foul, so Gilbert's going to go to the line for 3. Number 33, Craig Gilbert. And he is a 67% free throw shooter. As we're at our first media timeout, we're going to take a break as the Yellow Jackets lead 15-7. You're watching West Virginia State basketball here on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity.
As Craig Gilbert is going to go to the line as he was fouled on a 3-pointer. And his first one's in and out. One more coming up, though. And his second shot, Gilbert, 67% from the line, and that one's going to rattle in. One more coming up for him. He just got nicked on the forearm on that one, and you got to be smart on those as Gilbert will hit the third, so he gets 2 of 3. right on his average, and that's going to cut the Yellow Jacket lead back to 6. Slack looking to hit Brown on cover, not there. Back over to Mims and up to Cox. And look to feed Mims. His jumper off, rebounded underneath by Diop. And of course, it's Diop a load on the boards to handle as Hoffman up top. They go for the triple, and it's off. Rebound Slack, and he's going to run. Slack. Oh, what a move, but he gets fouled and is going to go to the free throw line. That's going to go against number 12, Sally, his first, the team's third. Slack the only one on the Yellow Jackets right now with a foul, so Slack will get a chance to go to the free throw line. As what a year he's having. 18.5 points per game, 4.4 rebounds. He has been a force for this team. And that's what's so dangerous about them as he hits the first. Slack, an 82% free throw shooter. As checking in for Concord, number 1, George's Archer, or Arch better known as, and number 25, Bo Digo, as the second shot, and that one's out, but there's going to be a lane violation on that, so he'll get another one. That's going to be against number 11, Hoffman. So one more coming up for Slack. That miss will be wiped off, and this time he'll hit it. So the lane violation gives the Yellow Jackets an extra point, as now Slack has 5, so does Mims and Cox. That's what's so dangerous about this team, because they have multiple guys that can go off. As it's taken inside, scoop shot up, missed, but rebounded, blocked underneath. And jumper up and miss. Rebound taken down by Mims, and he's going to be fouled. And that was just a hustle foul, trying to get the ball, and that's good. But that's going to be. We'll see who gets calling that ball. That's going to go against Sally. So Sally's going to be with 2 fouls. I'm going to note that as it's going to be Yellow Jacket basketball. As there is now the offense being set up. That's number 7, Kenyon Giles with it. And it's over to Slack trying to hit the cutting. Martinez not there. Slack's going to post up, turnaround jumper, off. Rebound, though, by Boston. He's looking to push, but Mims on the defense, and Boston will bring it back out. Screen coming up top. Boston, ball deflected. And they're going to go to the corner as Hoffman, 14 on the shot clock, goes inside, put up, and tipped in. And the foul, it's going to count. And that foul will go against number 14, Toussaint. So for Toussaint, that's going to be his first, and that's going to be going to the line. That's going to be number 25. That's going to be Digo. And he's going to miss that one. Bo Digo only 7 of 17 from the free throw line on the season. As now that's going to be taken inside. Giles to Toussaint, and he's going to get the chance to go to the line for 2. Toussaint, a big body on the inside. And now he's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line, where he is 50 of 82 on the season for 61%. And the first one missed. One more coming up, though. So Toussaint will try to get the second one. And that one is also off. Toussaint has a couple blocks so far, but just couldn't get that one to convert, as both teams are struggling from the line right now, as it's taken in by Hoffman. Nice pass underneath. Nice catch and reverse lay-in by Digo. That was a good read. He recognized his position, quickly got it as Toussaint underneath, misses. Rebound goes to Gilbert. And it's taken away by Mims, though. Back up top, and Mims will direct traffic, and Giles, his three off. Rebound underneath, Slack goes up and misses, but will get to go to the line. So that foul's going to go against number 1, Georgia's Archer. That'll be his first, as Slack's going to get to go to the free throw line for 2 coming up. And that one's going to go in and out. Not a good night from the line so far for the Yellow Jackets. 3 of 7 in that department, which is an area they struggle at times. And one more coming up for Slack. And his second shot, that one's going to go in. As checking in is number 3, Juan Ray. Now Boston running the point for Concord. And handled up top by Hoffman. He's going to take the jumper, a little off balance, and the rebound to Slack. And he's going to turn on the Jets, Slack, and bring it back. Good job by Concord getting back defensively. Toussaint to Giles, and he's going to try to feed it to Toussaint, and taken away. First Yellow Jacket turnover as Hoffman goes inside, puts it up and in. Crafty move from number 11, Hoffman, and he gets the bucket. As now the lead back to 3. Mims up top, looking to hit Toussaint. He'll take the 3 and connect. Nate Mims. He has 8 now. I'm sorry, that was Ray with the 3. And the lead back up to 6. So now they're looking to get it in the post. And the big guy's going to go up, misses, rebound Toussaint. As 3 ball from way back, off. And that's going to go back to the Yellow Jacket. Mims missed that, trying to push on that one as Slack will go out. And in will come, I believe, Cox on that one. And Archer and Digo will go out for the Mountain Lions, and in will come Diop, and in will come number 10, Rickards. As that's going to be Hoffman. And back up to Gilbert. Thought about it, instead gives it over to Rickards. And back up top, as it's going to be Boston. Wanted it, not there. Rickards attacks and goes up and scores. Joe Rickards, the freshman, with the bucket. Tough take from Joe Rickards out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, as a shot, no call, and it's going to be Concord basketball. Rickards going to push, feeds it to Hoffman underneath, and he gets the bucket. What a feed from Rickards to Hoffman. Just like that, it's a 4-0 run for Concord. Ray, as Toussaint comes to set the screen, and he'll feed it back to Cox. They're doing a good job cutting off that Toussaint cut. They like to feed it to him on, and Cox will put the fadeaway in. So now that brings it back to 4. Boston, as he's guarded by Mims. And gets it over to Gilbert as they go to the wing to Rickards. Feeds it inside and back out. Rickards drives inside. Mid-range jumper off, but he's going to go to the free throw line. Rickards, who's steadily improved over the course of the season and has started in recent games for the Mountain Lions, as we're going to a timeout taken by Concord. And we'll just keep it here. But, gosh, you want to talk about one of the great coaches of the game, Brian Poor, who's had over a quarter century at West Virginia State. He's won the conference. He's won all kinds of, especially when they were in the WVIC. I mean, he has won over 400 games in his career and been, no doubt about it, a special coach for this program and everything he's done for the players. And what a great tradition for West Virginia State. I mean, you want to talk about, some of the greats that have come through here. Earl Lloyd, who has a statue out front, and big hand to the cheerleading team. That guy's got great, I see him practicing too, and let me tell you, he has some great agility. As Chuck Cooper played for, although he went to Duquesne primarily, he was known for that. He started out at West Virginia State before World War II, and then he would be the first African-American NBA player drafted, and then Earl Lloyd that same year would be the first person to play in the NBA, the first African-American. They played one night apart, where I think were their games. So, of course, Earl Lloyd, who's a member of the National Basketball Hall of Fame, was put there in 2003 and one of the all-time greats in the NBA. As now that's going to be Rickards going to the free throw line. He's going to hit the first. One more coming up for Josiah Rickards. Rickards has made his impact. He had a bucket earlier and then an assist running the court. He hits the second. And Joe Rickards, an 85% free throw shooter on the year, and you can tell on that one that he is Yellow Jacket basketball now. It's going to be handled up top, and they're looking to feed Toussaint. They give it to him. He kicks it out. Race three off. Rebound Gilbert. Yellow Jackets really struggling to get in a rhythm right now, as Gilbert will lose a handle on it and turn it over. Third team turnover. Only one turnover for the Yellow Jackets, but they're just struggling to get in a good team rhythm right now. But Earl Lloyd, a lot to be said about him. He actually in 1955 with Dolph Shays and that bunch won an NBA title with the Syracuse Nationals. A part of West Virginia State he was, as Toussaint inside misses. And it's going to go back to Concord, a chance to tie or take the lead. They've trailed by as much as 7 here in the first half. I think their only lead was at 2-0 as it's taken away. In the post, Yellow Jackets pushing tempo. That's Byers. Back out to Ray. And he's going to throw it to Mims. Feeding it high post, Arthur Cox. He's going to back down inside. Tough physical defense from Boston. Tries to steal it. He kicks it out. It's taken inside, and the little jump hook misses. Tipped up, Toussaint gets it. He's going to bring it back and give it to Mims. Yellow Jackets will reset the offense here in the first half. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And if that's against Concord, that's going to be their 7th team foul. It is. It's going to be against George's Archer, and that's going to be his second foul. So now that's going to send Arthur Cox to the line for the 1-and-1. So he'll get that coming up here. Cox, who went 1 for 2 earlier, he has 7 points on the game so far. He'll put the first one up and connect on that. As Bunky Brown will check in for Mims. And Cox's second shot. And he definitely has potential from there. He shot close to 80% last year. As the second one goes in and out. Rebound Gilbert. Gilbert's been all over the boards. He has 5. Feels like he has more. As Diop has it, feeds it back to Boston. And Boston with the quick floater missed it. Rebound goes to Byers. And kick to the corner, and traveling violation. That'll be the second team turnover for the Yellow Jackets. They average both teams average around 14 turnovers per game. As that's going to be the second, though. Of course, both have steadily improved in that category. As Boston will give it to Hoffman, and up top to Rickards, over to Gilbert. And Hoffman, his three, off. Rebound by Brown. And Brown now gets it and over to Cox. I think that's Brown's fifth board. Three ball up by Byers and way off. And that's going to go back to Concord. So now checking in will be number 12, Ken Sally. And remember, Sally, I mentioned, picked up his second foul. So him and George's Archer both will have to be careful for the rest of the half, although Archer on the bench right now for Concord. As Hoffman attacks against Toussaint, count it, and the foul. Near circus shot by number 11, Brandon Hoffman, and he's going to get a go to the line for a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. He's a 67% shooter. The team right now for Concord, 4 of 6 in that department. And the shot up by Hoffman and missed. Rebound to Cox. So now Brown with the basketball. Toussaint coming up to set the screen. Brown inside, puts it up, and it's blocked by Diop. And Diop, no stranger to block shots. He averages over 2 per game and already has that amount. Picked up number 59 and 60 on the season. As Toussaint over to Cox, as he's going to post up inside his fadeaway, in and out, and Coach Poore wanted a foul. I think they're going to get the call. We'll see. Somebody got fouled somewhere, but I'm not sure. And they're going to call the foul on Hoffman, his second. So that's going to be away from the ball, though. That's going to be, I didn't think Cox got fouled, but I heard them. So whistle. So Martinez is going to go for the 1-and-1. He puts it up and connects on that. Definitely, I think the one you want to get going from downtown. Martinez, who hit 9 3-pointers in a game last season. His second up, and that one's going to rattle out. Martinez, a 69% free throw shooter. Yellow Jackets, 6 of 11, 6 of 12 now as a team. Hoffman, as they switch off, Cox he'll go against. He puts it up and gets it through the outside. And basket waved off. They're going to call, and that's Bo Digo gets called for offensive goaltending. Concord not happy with that call. And more so, regardless, that's definitely bails out the Yellow Jackets as Hoffman had good positioning. I'm not going to lie on that one. It's going to be Yellow Jacket basketball, so that bucket will not count. As it's taken inside, faked, and nice move from Byers as he gets his first bucket. And a timeout on the court, and we're going to take it as well. We'll be right back. You're watching Yellow Jacket basketball on Video Productions. With that call, he lit into the officials during the timeout, and I mean, as that's going to be a foul against the Yellow Jackets, and I mean, good patience on their part for not calling a technical. I mean, I don't have the chance to look at the replay, but they're really harping on that goaltending call. Is now at the free throw line is number 12, Sally. That foul went against Brown, his first. So Sally's going to get one more. And that one's going to fall in. Ken Sally, a 75% free throw shooter. As now Martinez, his three off. Rebound tipped out, and Digo comes down with it. Sally attacks, and he'll go up, and tipped in by Digo. This time no goaltend. Digo right there to get it, and that was a smart read, catching the Yellow Jackets off guard. As it's handled by Slack up top, he drives inside. Slack powers it up, misses. Yellow Jackets missing some good position shots inside. As now Sally gets it out. Rickards to the corner. Sally back to Rickards, and he'll handle it against Brown. Rickards takes it inside to the bucket, and foul by Brown. That's going to be the team's sixth foul, but that's going to be Brown's second. So right now, Brown for the Yellow Jackets has two, and on the other end, on the other end, Hoffman and Sally have two. A timeout call. We'll keep it here. But, I mean, to talk a little bit on Concord's side, you look at some of the coaches they've had, some of the legends, Don Christie, Steve Cox, and, I mean, both really good coaches. And then you have some of the legendary players they had, like, Will Johnson, one of the greats there. And, of course, in women's basketball, I can't believe I didn't mention this their last game, but Kenny Osborne, one of the all-time great coaches to come through. So Concord, quite a tradition they have across the Division II. And, I mean, a big part of this Mountain East Conference that, I mean, top to bottom, you never know what's going to happen. This Mountain East Conference is loaded. And, I mean, you better bring your A game every night playing here, because it's one that is very talented just across the board. And so now the two teams are in timeout, but the Yellow Jackets, I mean, they started out shooting the ball nicely, but they're only 35% from the field right now. You compare that to 42% for Concord. Rebounds pretty even. Concord a 19-18 in that end. Concord has 5 turnovers compared to 2 for the Yellow Jackets. As free throw shooting, Yellow Jackets 6 for 12, Concord 6 for 9. 3-pointers, Yellow Jackets 3 for 7, 1 for 5 for Concord. Cox and Mims have led the way for the Yellow Jackets. Meanwhile, Sally has led the way for Concord. As it's handled by Hoffman up top. He's going to go around. Hoffman into the paint, feeds it underneath, and the big guy looks like it was stripped out of there, and the Yellow Jackets will get it back. Mims over to Cox. From way back, Cox, and misses. Good secure rebound by Boston. He's going to go inside. Boston bringing it out as the two number twos, him and Mims going at it. Boston, tough shot, missed, and a foul called. And that's going to go against the Yellow Jackets. That'll be their 7th as a team. So somebody that's going to be on Cox, his first, and that's going to send number 25, Bo Digo, to the free throw line. So Digo will get a chance for 2 shots here, as for 1-1, excuse me. He sinks the first and gives his team their first lead in a while. Digo, a 41% shooter, but hadn't been to the free throw line a lot this year, to be fair, as Gilbert checking back in. And out will go Sally, probably wanting to keep him on the bench as much as they can since he has 2 fouls. And the second shot in and out. So now that's going to be number 11, Byers. Gives it to Martinez. He goes in, feeds it to Cox, and turned over. 3rd Yellow Jacket turnover. Taken by Boston the other way. Count it, and the foul. Number 2, Corey Boston with a big bucket, and he's going to get a chance for 1 more. And that's going to go against Byers. That'll be his first, the team's 8th. So both teams now with one foul to give before the double bonus, and Boston will get a chance, and he is nearly a 90% free throw shooter and gets to add to that number. Boston is nearly 90% rounded up, of course, but he's getting closer to that on that free throw, as he's 69 of 77 on the year. And as now it's taken in and basket waved off. Yellow Jackets need a bucket in the worst way right now. 8-0 run by Concord. Of course, this defense of Concord doing a good job, I feel like, keeping the Yellow Jackets out of any kind of rhythm at this point, as now Byers is going to go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Next foul will put the Yellow Jackets in the double, as he'll hit the first. And Byers, a 76% free throw shooter, will get one more. And the second shot, it's up, and that one's going to rattle out. Yellow Jackets 7 for 14 from the free throw line now, as it's handled by Digo, and over to Gilbert. Looking to feed it inside, not there. Back to get, and it's deflected, taken away. Byers to the bucket, and it's stripped out, but not a bad foul by Digo, as that's his first, and it's going to force Byers back to the line. That's going to be the 10th team foul against Concord, so the Yellow Jackets will be in the bonus for the remainder of the half. Byers, his first is good. He's going to get one more. Yellow Jackets doing a good job to get into the line, but just not converting here tonight. But he's got one more as the second one. That's going to rattle out. So 8 of 16 from the free throw line. Now, not the usual not the usual 72% shooting team, as it's taken away. Mims into the lane, puts it up, blocked, but are going to call Digo for goaltending. So that's going to tie it up. Digo, the second time he's called for that earlier, so Mims will get credited with his 10th point. Nate Mims, who also has 6 rebounds. What's been keeping the Yellow Jackets in this has been turnovers, as Concord has 7, while the Yellow Jackets only have 3 right now. Rickards against Martinez. He'll throw it up to Hoffman. And they feed Digo inside. He's going to go up and score. Well, it seems like when Digo does get a goaltend, he makes up for it, as he also had a tip in earlier. He now has 9 points to go along with 6 rebounds. As it's taken in by Slack, missed, and rebounded by Digo. Hoffman going the other way with it, and Boston will set the offense up, as he'll give it to Rickards, and back to Hoffman, and out of his hands into Boston's. Screen from Digo. They'll switch Cox on Boston, and he'll foul him, the team's 9th foul. So Boston will get to go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. That's going to be Cox's second foul, so he'll likely come out for the rest of the half, as Hoffman and Sally for Concord have 2. As now Boston at the free throw line. His first is good. One more coming up for him. Yeah, he's not going to miss much. He's, like I said, 90% in that department. And the second shot is good. Nothing but net, as Martinez to inbound. As three-quarter court sagging man-to-man coming from the Mountain Lions. Slack takes it and gets it over to Mims. Mims leading the Yellow Jackets with 10 right now. He's going to post up Hoffman, go up and miss it. Tipped up, and rebound goes to Slack, but it's deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Yellow Jackets. And Coach Poore will call a timeout, so we're going to take it as well. Concord leading the Yellow Jackets 35-31 here on senior night. You're watching Yellow Jacket basketball here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Bo Digo for Concord, who's really had a big game in this half. 9.7 rebounds and 2 blocks. Concord with 5 blocks as a team. As the three's banked in by Slack, he just throws his hands up like, wow. Even he was shocked that one went in. But it cuts the Concord lead to 1, and an offensive foul called against the Mountain Lions. That's going to go against number 10, Joe Rickards. And that'll be his second. So Rickards, Hoffman, and Sally each with 2. As Byers over to Mims, screen from Cox. Mims, they switch off and lobbed out. Martinez fakes the 3, brings it back, and gets it over to Cox. He'll take the mid-range shot and miss it. Rebound by Digo. Boston, coast to coast, lays it up and in. Explosion from Corey Boston as he gets down there and makes it happen. As Byers the other way, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's what the Yellow Jackets have to get back to doing. They're not attacking the basket like they were early in the game. And that one's going to go against Boston. Corey Boston's second foul. So Boston, Rickards, Hoffman, and Sally, and Archer, each with 2 for Concord, as Byers will hit the first. As Diop checks back in for the Mountain Lions. One more coming up for Byers. As Cox gets back defensively, and Byers will hit the second. So he now has 6, and under a minute to go. Yellow Jackets picking up full court a little bit. As Boston against Martinez. And over to Hoffman, to Gilbert, back to Hoffman. And 3 by Boston is off. Rebound by Slack. Shot clock turned off. Slack over to Byers, and he'll hold it up top. So Byers will walk it up as Concord gets into a 2-3. Byers steps back, his 3, good! All right, we'll make sure we'll see that's a 2 or 3. I think that's a 2. So at halftime, the Yellow Jackets come in leading by 1. We're going to take a break and come back here at about the 5-minute mark. It's a 15-minute halftime. You're watching Video Productions.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General Store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General Store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go,
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go,
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends. and we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
We could all use a little more time outdoors with a fresh fall escape to West Virginia.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends, and we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
We could all use a little more time outdoors with a fresh fall escape to West Virginia.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State,
West Virginia State holds a 1-point lead over the Mountain Lions of Concord. I checked. I kept silent on it in the first half, but Colin Tolbert is out hurt. He's not. It looks to be more of a precaution. They're keeping him out, but certainly wishing him a speedy recovery with everything, but definitely a big miss for Concord as he averages, 21 points, 6.6 rebounds. Like I said, this is a guy, 21.3 points, and nearly a 50, 40, 90 player with what he brings to this team. So if I'm Concord right now, I'm feeling very good being only down one, missing a player the caliber of Tolbert, who's been one of the elite players, I don't think just in the MEC, but nationally. And I think that the second half is going to be interesting. I think you have to be pleased if you're Concord, defensively especially. I think coming in, I feel like that they were able to confuse the Yellow Jackets a little bit. And, of course, if I'm the Yellow Jackets, I try to go into more of an attacking mode in the second half rather than try to focus on the, just taking mid-range and three-point shots. But that was they just really looked out of rhythm in that half. So I'm curious to see what type of halftime adjustments they make. But off the bench came number 25, Bo Digo, who stepped in and nearly collected a double-double in that first half. 9 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple blocks to steer the way. And no doubt about it, a big impact player there. And number 2, Corey Boston, his usual self. He had 9 points. The average is 16.5 a game. And he hustles down the court. Leading the way for West Virginia State was Nate Mims with 10. And I think Byers had 8 along with Cox. But I think at the end of the day to get, and also Slack had 9, but I think at the end of the day, if you're West Virginia State, first off, I think getting Slack going a little bit more, finding ways to get him going. But outside of Slack, you got Miguel Martinez at 12 a game, Arthur Cox at 12 a game, Nate Mims at 10 a game, Kenyon Giles at 10 a game, Jaden Byers at 9 a game, Toussaint at 8 a game. You don't know who's going to go off, and they need to find that person. I go to Martinez just because of his history. I've seen him, I've watched him score 30-plus in games. He is somebody that is an elite-level scorer. Right now, he only has 1 this half, though. I feel like trying to get him set up on the outside will change a lot for this Yellow Jacket basketball team. We'll see how they come in. I felt like Bunky Brown was real physical on the boards, even though the Yellow Jackets got out-rebounded by 3 in the first half. But I think that this half, that's what they're going to have to do, is they're going to have to attack the basket. But they also got to hit their free throws. They're 10 of 18 from the free throw line right now, and this is a pretty good free throw shooting team at 72%. So, that's 72.4%. And definitely not the type of night you want to have. 10 for 14 is Concord from the line at 71%. We're going to get ready to start the second half here for the Yellow Jackets on the court. It's going to be Cox, Byers, Slack, Martinez, and Mims for Concord. It's going to be Diop, Gilbert, Boston, Rickards, and Sally. Take note, Sally, Rickards, and Boston have 2 fouls each for Concord, and Cox has 2 for the Yellow Jackets, and they go right to Martinez, and he gets the bucket. That's what I meant. Get Martinez going, because he could also hit that three-pointer, and the Yellow Jackets increase the lead to 3. Gilbert on the outside. They lob it into Diop. And Diop feeds it underneath. Nice reverse lay-in by Rickards. He's getting better and better over the season, and the freshman now has 6. Brown has it, looking to feed. Not there. Martinez got it. Three-pointer. Just like I was saying. And he has the first 5 of the second half. Sally up top. He'll attack against Martinez. Tough shot by Sally. He is slithery in there, and he gets his 9th point. So we're going back and forth to start the second here as Martinez, he'll give it up to Slack as he's guarded by Gilbert. Screen coming from Cox. Slack, he's looking to go inside. No, he's going to bring it out. Slack to the bucket, puts it up and in, and that's what the Yellow Jackets have to do. This is the type of game I expected it to be more of, as they get it into Diop, and they're going to call a foul on Martinez. Martinez very upset at the call. I don't know, because I'm not sure. He might have got, my angle was poor. I couldn't see. He might have got him with the hand. But now going to the line is number 22, Diop, and he's going to miss the first. One more coming up, though. Again, that doesn't happen if Diop doesn't get, free from the defense like that he did. He's going to get one more coming up. Of course, Diop did a great job hustling down court, and he'll get a point for his team as they're 11 for 16 from the free throw line. Slack against Gilbert. He'll take the three and miss it as rebound fought for, and that's going to be Diop coming down with it. They go to they go to Sally in the corner. He's blocked. That's Mims with it, and a foul called. And that's on Sally. He's going to pick up his third. Byers a little bit, took a hard hit shot there going down. And now Hoffman will come back in, and Sally will go out for Concord. So now Yellow Jacket basketball is Byers still trying to shake off that ankle a little bit. Back to Martinez, his three, good! Martinez, 1 point in the second half, in the first half, 8 points in the first 2 minutes of the second. That's his second three-pointer as it's taken inside. Back out, Diop. They go to Boston, and a foul against Diop. That's going to be his first, and that's going to be a turnover, the 9th team turnover for the for the Mountain Lions. They've tripled up the Yellow Jackets in turnovers so far, 9-3 in that department. Of course, the Yellow Jackets have struggled for the most part offensively. Cox, they're trying. Boston, a great denial of Martinez. They're trying to get him going. He lobs it inside. Slack underneath, puts it in. And that's the offense that's worked. They love to get that little lob on the inside, and Slack with excellent hands gets his second bucket of the second half. He's with 13 now. As the shot's in and out, rebounded, tough rebound, put back up and in by Rickards. Joe Rickards with 8, along with 2 boards and an assist. As Byers takes it in, and it's stripped out. Rickards the other way, down to Hoffman against Mims, and he's blocked. Mims with 2 big blocks this half. As they go to Byers, he takes it inside, puts it up, and it's blocked by Diop. And that's his third, I believe, as it's taken down and deflected out. It's going to stay with Concord. Intensity in this game picking up here in the second half as Boston will inbound. Up top to Gilbert. And back over. Boston wanted the three, but not there. Screen by Gilbert. And Boston's shot up and missed. Great hustle from Gilbert, but it's going to go back to the Yellow Jackets. Good job by Mims to seal him off. I'm telling you, Gilbert could not score a single point, but how he facilitates in that offense is so important. I mean, whether it's a give and go or, knowing how to make the pass on the inside, that guy is extremely valuable to this Concord team. It's underrated how valuable he is. As now that's going to be Byers with the basketball and nearly taken away by Boston. Cox, and they're sealing off Martinez, face guarding him. Cox goes in and lobs it back out to Byers. He's going to take it against Boston as they go to Slack in the wing. He's guarded by Gilbert. 7 on the shot clock. Slack drives, and Slack has to do something. 1 on the shot clock, and shot missed, and Hoffman gets the rebound. Not a good possession for the Yellow Jackets as they go inside and turn it over. Slack on the run. He goes down. They go up and put it in. That's Byers. Wasn't sure if he's going to go up or hit the cutting Martinez. Either way, he got the bucket as that was the 10th turnover for Concord. Rickards throws it in, and it's turned over again. Cox now to Byers. Over to Martinez from way back, and is way off, is rebounded by Diop. Boston now will bring it up. He'll slow it down, and he'll be met by Mims. Double screen coming, and Gilbert's open. He'll take the 3 and off. Rebound Martinez. Backed off a little bit because I fouled him the last time, but a little bit fortunate there. Gilbert, a 35% three-point shooter. So he's pretty solid from there as Byers against Boston. Screen from Cox. Byers inside and blocked but fouled inside. It looked like the block was legit, but I think Diop got him with his hip, as that's going to be Diop's second foul. So we're going to take a break and come back as it's 52-44, Yellow Jackets ahead. You're watching West Virginia State basketball here on Video Productions.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin.
As there's going to be free throws coming up. Two shots coming up for number 11, Byers. He'll put the first one up, and that one's going to rattle out. A tough night from the line for the Yellow Jackets. One more coming, though. And he gets it. Byers normally one that's one of the better free throw shooters on this team, but everybody has their off nights. He has 11 now. It's pretty even on the court. Slack with a foul called against Byers. That's going to be his second. But Slack with 13, Byers with 11, Martinez with 9, Mims with 10, Cox with 8 on the court right now for the Yellow Jackets. As Boston and Digo each have 9 on the court for Concord. As now Boston, screen from Digo, goes inside, and he's going to go around, feeds Gilbert as he's guarded by Slack. Gilbert posting up and misses a shot, and Cox comes down with the board. Mims now run the point and gets it back to Martinez. He'll take the 3, and that one goes off. Rebound by Concord, but again, Martinez a big part of this offense in the second half, and that's what they needed to get him going. As Gilbert posting up, nice little jump hook and misses, gets his rebound, misses that, it's tipped up, fight for the loose ball, Digo comes out with it, had a right mindset, but West Virginia State there to deflect it as a whistle blows and Slack down, and I think on that official's timeout, so Slack gets up. Well, there is now Brown will check back in, as will Toussaint. So Brown coming out, so Slack he's walking off good, getting checked out. Martinez will come out as well as they go to Cox. And looking to send Mims around. And they'll try to send Byers cutting, but Boston defending that so well. Like, I'm watching him as Toussaint gets it. He goes up, and it goes off. Rebound to Concord. Toussaint getting some good looks, but just a tough night for him. He's a 68% shooter from the field, but just a tough night on some of those as it's taken in by Boston, and I don't know how in the world he got it through all that traffic, but that he sure did. And the lead back to 7. Mims up top. He's open for 3. And, wow, that might have gotten, I don't know if it got knocked down or not, but Boston taking it in and gives it out. It's taken in by Archer, and Arch misses, but it's tipped in by Digo. Digo gets a double-double now. 11 points, 13 rebounds off the bench. His average is 3.1 points, 4.6 rebounds a game, 11 and 14 actually tonight. And now Boston on the run and loses a handle, lobs it to Digo. He's going to go up and miss it. Rebound Gilbert. Back out. Hoffman's open, and he gets the 3. A 7-0 run for Concord, and the Yellow Jacket lead is cut back to 2. 9th point for Hoffman. Toussaint sets the screen as Byers looking to feed him, not there. Mims back up to Cox. He'll take the 3. Cox and misses. Rebound goes to number 1, Archer. Boston around the screen. And he'll take the 3 for the lead, and it goes out. Rebound goes to Byers, and he's going to attack. Byers to the bucket, lays it in. And that's what the Yellow Jackets are going to have to do. I think without Martinez and without Slack on the court, they're really struggling offensively. And I think as now they're looking, as it gets a sub and a foul, or no, that's going to, or yes, a foul. That's going to go against Mims, his second, as now the Yellow Jackets get ready to send number 7, Giles, into the game. So now that's going to put Boston at the free throw line. Remember, Boston, a 90% free throw shooter. He has 11 points right now. And he puts that one up. It's good. So he'll get one more as Slack and Giles check back in for the Yellow Jackets. So, and out will go Cox and Byers. The second shot is good. And a timeout called by Concord. We're going to take it as well. It's a 2-point game here in the second half. You're watching Yellow Jacket basketball here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
And we're back, coming out onto the court for Concord. It's number 1 Archer, number 2 Boston, number 11 Hoffman, number 12 Sally, and number 25 Digo. For the Yellow Jackets, it's number 1 Brown, number 7 Giles, number 14 Toussaint, number 8 Slack, and number 2 Mims. As Giles will bring it up, he'll give it over to Slack, back to Mims, and back to Giles. He'll attack the basket and give it over to Brown. Back up as Slack has it up top. 13 on the shot clock. Slack, and I think they're going to call an offensive foul against Toussaint. And that's going to be his third, if that is him. That's going to be Toussaint's third foul. So the team's fourth right now. So 2 fouls to give before the 1-and-1. Double screen for Boston. As they come around looking to get it to Hoffman, not there. Sally over to Hoffman. As he's guarded tightly, he goes inside, lobs it up. And who else? It's Digo. 13 points, 16 rebounds as he catches it off the lob. Giles inside, puts it up, misses. Toussaint rebounds and throws it down with authority. Looking to see what the call is. A whistle blew for something. Oh, waiting for Giles to tie his shoe. That's what it is. So, okay, so Toussaint with his first points of the game, and it comes big in the second half. As now Boston gives it over to Gilbert. He's attacking on Mims. Gilbert inside. He's doubled, goes up, and gets fouled. So he's going to get to go to the line for 2 shots. And that's going to be the third on Mims and the team's 5th. And Gilbert hits the first. He's going to get one more. And the second shot, it's up, and that's good. So Gilbert, a 67% free throw shooter. He gets his 4th point, and it's now knotted up again. Brown, screen from Toussaint. Brown inside, goes up, and scores. Bunky Brown with a big bucket, his second of the game. Boston around the double screen. His 3 for the lead, missed. Rebound Toussaint. Giles on the run. He attacks. Giles brings it over to Brown and back out. Giles inside, goes up, and that's going to go off. And it goes into the hands of Sally, but he was out of bounds. So Slack, right place, right time. And media timeout on the court. So it's a 2-point game again here in the second half between these two conference rivals. We'll be right back. You're watching Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
Okay, we are back as it's a 2-point lead for the Yellow Jackets, and Slack tried to tip the ball out, and it just went off of Giles. luckily for him, as Giles, and he'll get fouled. And that's going to go against Archer. Or no, that's going to go against Digo. That's going to be his second, the team's fourth. As Giles, he will miss the first. Yellow Jackets 11 of 21 from the free throw line. One more coming up for Giles. His second shot is good. And Giles is normally a 78% free throw shooter. So it's still one possession game as Yellow Jackets go into a three-quarter court trap. And they'll drop back into a zone. Gilbert on the outside. I feel like Gilbert more aggressive attacking this half as Sally, and they feed the big man on the inside. Nice pass to Sally. Digo doing everything out there. 13 points, 16 rebounds, 2 blocks, and his first assist. As Giles goes under, feeds it out. Mims to the bucket, his floater in and out, and then back in. And a a foul. Brown will get called for the foul. So now it's going to be Concord basketball. So Archer inbounds to Boston. Over to Sally. And to Archer. And take note, the next foul will put Concord in the 1-and-1. Digo again. That make it 15 for him now. He's feeling it off the bench. Giles inside. He's cut off by Arch. Gets it back out to Slack. He'll step back for the three and miss it. Rebound Giles. Or rebound Sally, I'm sorry. As he goes against Brown, and they get it back to Boston. Concord could take the lead. It's been a while since they've led. They trail by as much as 9 here in this half. As they have it, they go to Digo, high post. He goes in against Toussaint, feeds it underneath, jumper up and off. Rebound by Toussaint. Brown explodes and gives it over to Slack. Up top to Mims. There's not really a lot of side-to-side movement from West Virginia State. They've been, for the most part, pretty stagnant. As Slack goes in against Gilbert, goes up and scores. Slack now with 15, along with 6 rebounds. And they go inside. Archer's blocked by Mims. That's his 5th block, Nate Mims. As Brown to the bucket, puts it up, it goes off. Rebound Slack, throws it in though. Mims over to Giles. He goes inside, goes up, and gets fouled. That's going to be the 5th team foul against Concord, and if that's on Sally, that's going to be his 4th. So now Giles will get to go to the line for 2 coming up. That is going to be Sally's 4th foul. So Sally with 4 as Giles hits the first. 3 guys on the court with 3 fouls for the Yellow Jackets. That's Brown, Mims, and Toussaint. As now Hoffman and Rickards in for Concord. Out will go Arch and Sally. And the second shot by Giles is good. Again, not a very safe lead for the Yellow Jackets right now as they're coming back in that 3/4 court trap. Hoffman over to Boston, back to Hoffman. They go to Gilbert on the inside, and he gets it. And he's going to go to the line for 1 more. Great finesse by Gilbert, and he's going to get the chance for the old-fashioned 3. Doing more work on the inside this half. Of course, I mentioned what a facilitator he was, as Gilbert will get his 8th point. And he averages 9 points per game, along with 6 rebounds. I mean, he's somebody that 5.8, but he's somebody that definitely makes his impact known on the inside. A lot of blocks this game, though. Boston with 2, Dago with 2 for Concord. I believe Diop has 3. Meanwhile, for the Yellow Jackets, Mims has 5. Toussaint has a couple. As it's taken in by Giles, and he scores! What a move by number 7. That's Giles again, King and Giles, as he gets the bucket. He has 5 of them all in this half. As Rickards on the outside. Rickards, who has 8, over to Gilbert, back to Rickards. He fakes the 3, steps back. Gilbert's 3, off, rebound by Cox. As Giles, his 3, in and out. Rebound by Digo, his 17th. Boston against Brown as the Yellow Jackets back in a man-to-man. Screen coming from Digo. Gonna try that little lob to him. Sure enough, they do. A kicked ball. That's a big bailout for the Yellow Jackets because Digo got right through there. You do that little pick and roll to him, as that's where he's been so effective. And he's also shown his passing ability on the inside as well tonight as Digo. As they get it in, Hoffman, nice cut, and he'll get the bucket. Lead back to 2. Biggest lead for the Yellow Jackets came at 53-44 as Brown will have the basketball. It's 11 now for Hoffman. He'll get it over to Giles. And he'll take it against Gilbert. Giles inside and pushes it back out to Mims, inside to Brown. He'll go up and miss it. Rebound and fought for, and that's going to go back to Concord. Oh, a timeout taken. We're going to take it as well. It's a 2-point game again here with 5 minutes remaining on senior night. You're watching Yellow Jacket basketball on Video Productions.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Diabetic neuropathy is the most common complication of diabetes. Damage to the nerves leads to burning, tingling, and stabbing sensations in the feet. Spinal cord stimulation is a pacemaker for pain. We use electrical stimulation in the spinal cord to block pain signals. The relief of pain and restoration of normal function are near miraculous. We're on the cutting edge of pain treatment for the people of West Virginia.
And we're back as 5 minutes to go in this one. And Concord basketball as Boston will run the point and the Yellow Jackets will go with a man-to-man. Rickards over to Gilbert, back to Hoffman. He goes against Giles to the bucket, reverse lay-in, blocked, dunk, miss, but rebound goes to Gilbert, and it's taken away by Giles. Down court as Slack gets it deflected, but comes up with it to the bucket and blocked by Gilbert. Some good length on this Concord team, and Gilbert gets his second block of the game. Boston to Rickards, his 3 off. Rebound tipped out, and it's going to go back to, oh no, it's going to stay with Concord. Now inbounded, Hoffman up top to Digo. Back to Boston. He's going to attack the basket and put the floater up. It's going to bounce in, and we're tied. The slack now. He'll get met at half court as Concord will drop back, and Giles will take it against Boston. Give it over to Mims and to Martinez. Back to Cox. Martinez, his three off. Rebounded by Boston. He'll go in, or no, he'll bring it out. Screen coming. Good job by Mims to get back on Digo. Tried to hit him on that pick and roll again. They go to Hoffman and get it to Digo in the post. And he goes underneath. Rickards powers it up. He's blocked from behind by Mims. Rickards back up. It's taken away by Martinez. He goes to the bucket, puts it up, and it misses, but Martinez gets fouled. And that foul's going to go against number 33, Gilbert, his first. So Martinez will go to the line for 2 coming up. That was a 16 foul on Concord, so both teams are in the 1-1 now as Martinez will hit the first. As Sally will check in. One more for Martinez. And it rattles out. Yellow Jackets, just not a good night from the free throw line, as now Hoffman over to Sally. They run a little weave as they go to Boston. He goes against Martinez, ball deflected out, but Boston able to score and give Concord their first lead in a while. That's 17 now for Boston. Giles screen from Cox. He goes in. Giles up and in. Over Digo. Used his body to seal him off and was able to get the bucket. Boston over to Gilbert and back to Boston. Under 3 to go. Senior night here at Lester Raines Court, Morris W. and Walter F. Johnson Arena, as Boston takes the 3. And misses. Rebound goes off. Martinez on the run. He's going to take it up and miss it. Rebound tipped up to Gilbert. Oh, Martinez had it and just couldn't get it to go. And the shot goes in and out and back out. But that's going to send Boston to the free throw line, who shoots 90% from there. And not to mention Concord has been, and that is your difference. 16 of 21 from the free throw line is Concord tonight. And Boston's going to get 2 coming up. He hadn't missed yet. He's looking to get the floor cleaned off. Now right now, and the Yellow Jackets have, in a lot of areas, they've been scoring has really picked up. I think Hoffman stepped it up this half for Concord. Of course, Digo having the big game, and Boston now at the line, as he'll put the first one up and in. So he's going to get one more free throw. And Boston, his second shot for the lead. It's up, and that one goes. He hadn't missed once, as now Concord retakes the lead. Giles over to Martinez and back to Mims. Over to Giles. Screen from Cox. Giles through traffic, lays it up and in. Ball got deflected out, and Giles came right up with it to put it in. Boston over to Hoffman. He drives against Martinez, goes up, tough shot, scores. Well, Hoffman responds with a big bucket. Giles, Martinez, and ball nearly taken out, and they call the foul on Boston, so Martinez is going to get to go to the line for the 1-and-1. That's going to be Boston's second foul, the team's seventh. Right now on the court with 4 fouls for West Virginia State. Mims has 4 for Concord. Sally has 4, number 12 for timeouts. Each team has plenty. West Virginia State has 3. Concord has 2 as Martinez hits the first. One more coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And the second shot by Martinez, that goes. And we're swapping the lead back and forth here late as Brown comes in as they go defense for offense. Boston now running the point. And the Yellow Jackets, I think they're going to have to change something up here because it just had those cuts to the basket have just been getting them as Boston. He's going to step back and give it to Hoffman. They go right into the big man. Back out. Hoffman's 3 is good. Hoffman again, a big bucket. He has 16. And this gives Concord a 2-point lead. Giles to the bucket, lays it up, it's missed. Oh, just hit the front of the rim. Concord basketball. As it's going to be taken. Hoffman up top and tries to hit a cutting Sally, but not there. Boston as he goes inside, tough shot, got it to go, and it's now a 4-point game, some distance between the teams. Big statement for Concord on the road without Colin Tolbert. And now the Yellow Jackets will talk it over. Shot clock is turned off. And you got your options, 3-point percentages. Martinez at 38%. Giles shoots 39%. Byers at 35% from out there. Rice has hit 40, but he's only taken 25 on the year, but still a potential option. And meanwhile, the foul situation on the court right now, Mims has 4 for the Yellow Jackets, as does Sally for Concord. And Brown has 3 for the Yellow Jackets, and for Concord, Boston has 3. So timeouts, the Concord has 1 more. Concord actually took that timeout, and then the Yellow Jackets have 3 remaining. And looking at the numbers on the court, I'm curious to see though. Martinez may come back in for his shooting. I mean, this is about, as for Concord, as good of a game as you could want. Concord's come in and, only 3 out of their 16 threes they've hit tonight. And a big one by Hoffman made the difference, 18 of 23 from the free throw line. Yellow Jackets, 17 for 28 in that department. Only 5 turnovers for the Yellow Jackets. They average 14 a game, and the Mountain Lions have 14 right on their average. So the Yellow Jackets 6 of 19 from the free throw line, only shooting 39% from the field, but not much better for Concord at 42. Giles inside through traffic and scores. So now it's a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. So now the situation, the Yellow Jackets are going to foul. It's a 1-and-1 situation. So the next one will be a 1-and-1. The one after that will put them in the double as Josiah Rickards checks in. And you know why, probably his free throw shooting. But even without Tolbert, who's an 88.8% free throw shooter, you got Boston. He hasn't missed one tonight, 89.5%. Meanwhile, you've got, some solid shooters. Rickards shoots 85.5%. Gilbert shoots 67.7%, but honestly, he's got pretty good form. I think he's a little bit better than what his average shows. And Diop shoots 75.8%, so you can go to any of them. Just looking at numbers, Archer shoots 70%, Hoffman shoots 68%. So nobody, you'd have to foul. You'd have to take a chance on Gilbert or Hoffman. Do not foul. It's taken away. Still, it's thrown inside. Slack ties it with 11 seconds to go. Oh, what a play Rickards with the basketball over to Boston. You know who's going to get it at this point. Boston to the bucket. It comes out. Cox gets it at one. And Cox. Oh, we're going to overtime. Oh, my goodness. The steal by Giles and the lay-in at the buzzer. Oh, it's done. Slack tied it up, and we're playing some overtime here at West Virginia State. What a resilience by this group. Oh, what a showing. We're going to take a break and come back shortly here on Video Productions for overtime. Okay, we're back. A steal by Kenyon Giles, and he gets it over to Slack. Jay Slack, who gets the last second lay-in for the tie. And we're going to overtime. Cox with a great strip at the end. And now on the court, it's going to be Cox, Giles, Slack, Martinez, and Mims for the Yellow Jackets. And I think they're expecting, or no, they're bringing them up now. Concord, it's going to be Digo, Hoffman, Boston, Gilbert, and that's going to be Sally back in. So now I think they're expecting Concord to win this tip. They won the opening tip originally, and it goes back, and sure enough, Concord will open up overtime with it. Boston with the basketball. Sally on the court with 4 fouls for Concord. Mims on the court with 4 for the Yellow Jackets. And the Yellow Jackets as the jumper by Boston in and out. And Digo, rebound number 19. Sally shot off. Gilbert tips it out to Boston. A third chance. Boston against Cox. Gets it into Gilbert and back out. Boston, and it's deflected by Giles. He goes in on Gilbert, takes the jumper, and it rattles in. Boston with 23. He's having a great game here tonight. As Giles now will direct traffic. He'll get it over to Cox. And trying to hit Martinez on the cut, not there. Cox inside. And he'll score. We're knotted up again. As now Boston deflected and into the hands of Sally. Nearly turned over, but Hoffman's going to put the floater up and in. Concord getting into the paint at will here in the second half. And that's 18 now for Hoffman as he's really starting to feel it. Martinez inside, goes up and scores. We're knotted up again. Now Boston, as he's going to be met by Mims. They make a call as Digo comes up to set the screen. Back out to Hoffman. He drives his jumper up. Banks in. There's no stopping him. He's feeling it. 20 for Hoffman now. As they go to Giles in the corner. Screen from Cox. Giles inside. Or he's cut off, and he'll lob it back out to Martinez. Over to Mims. He's guarded by Gilbert, looking to get it to Slack, high post. He'll take the turnaround jumper and connect. And we're tied again. 3 buckets apiece here in overtime. Slack with 19, all 5 on the court for the Yellow Jackets in double digits. Gilbert back to Hoffman. He goes inside and gives it out to Boston. Screen from Digo. And Boston feeds it out. Gilbert, extra pass. Sally's three. Good. They started 2 for 14 from downtown. Hoffman hit one late in the game, and now Sally puts Concord up 3 in overtime. A big one as he has 14. Giles, his 3. Got it! Tie ball game! 4 field goals apiece for each team in this overtime. This is a classic. Oh, what a great one as Boston double screen coming. He takes the 3. Off, rebound. That's a first missed shot either way. Giles now with it. He'll give it to Mims. Back out, Martinez over to Giles. As Cox sets the screen. Giles around inside. Giles puts it up and off. Tip back to Giles. He goes up and gets fouled. Oh, what a great atmosphere. That's the 3rd foul on Digo, the team's 8th. So 8th. So one more. Each team has 1 foul to give before the bonus, or before the double bonus. As now Giles, his first is good. 1 more coming up. That's a shooting foul, though, so of course he's going to get 2. Giles, who had the big steal near the end of regulation. Concord had it up 2, and Giles' second shot is good. Brown coming in, out goes Martinez as we're under 2 to go. Going with the defensive lineup now. Had to get a stop somewhere, although Concord's played phenomenal tonight, missing Tolbert. Missing their star player. And they did a great job, I got to say, concealing that injury, too, because I didn't know. I talked to him pre-game, didn't even know about it. Hoffman on the outside gets it over to Boston, and he scores. 25 for Boston. You knew they'd respond somehow as Boston goes down, and Hoffman fouled. I don't think Hoffman fouled because, I hate to see that. Boston looks like it's a definite cramp. So hopefully a stretch, and we'll get him back at it as Boston has played his tail off tonight. And that's exactly what they're doing, is stretching him. These 2 teams have played so hard, and honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. But Boston looks okay. They're just stretching him out, so glad to see that he's looking okay. But my gosh, the numbers of rebounding really starting to stand. Oh, Boston fighting to get up. And he does. Oh, good to see. Yeah, stretching those hamstrings out. I don't think Hoffman fouled him because to send him to the line. I think he fouled to try to just stop the play. And it's now Boston going to the bench. Rickards back in for Concord. So now that's going to see who goes to the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets. It looks like it's going to be Giles. It's going to be the 1-and-1. And the next one will be the double bonus coming up. As Giles puts it up and in, he's going to get 1 more coming. Boston chugs down a bunch of water, and he's coming back in. He's like, you're going to have to... The eager to come back. Officials like, well, you'll come back shortly here. But officials send him back. But, gosh, Boston, what a player. He's like, you're going to have to drag me off this court as now the big man gets the rebound, and that's number 20 for Digo. 15 points, 20 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Gilbert over to Sally. Screen from Digo. Back over to Rickards. He steps back. Rickards drives, and they're going to call an offensive foul. So that will go back to the Yellow Jackets as Martinez checks in. Of course, again, still, this is a lot of time left in a 1-point game. It was a 4-point game late earlier, and you saw what happened, so no doubt about it. Concord on defense now, and so it's 48 seconds left as now Giles will have it, and I imagine the Yellow Jackets will slow it down. I mean, they don't have to foul here. I mean, and they've out-rebounded the Yellow Jackets 57-39, mainly over the latter course of the second half. And a couple in overtime. Their first possession, they missed a couple shots and scored on tip-outs and give themselves chances as Mims goes out, and he steps back. Mims misses the shot. Rebound, Josiah Rickards. And Joe Rickards runs it up and calls the timeout. So 15.6 seconds left. It's a 1-point game. Yellow Jacket lead. A 30-second timeout taken by Concord. They're going to have 2 remaining. Yellow Jackets will have 1. The foul situation, Concord has 10. The Yellow Jackets are in the double bonus. The Yellow Jackets have 8, so Concord is in the 1-1. If they get fouled, that is a non-shooting foul, they'll have to shoot 1. They'll have to make 1 to get a second. Foul trouble, Mims on the court for the Yellow Jackets with 4, and Sally on the court for Concord with 4. For the Yellow Jackets, with 3, we have for the Yellow Jackets, we have Bunky Brown on the court. He has 3, nobody else with 3. For Concord, Boston, glad to see him back out, just trying to keep himself stretched with 3. And number 11, Hoffman, has 3, as does number 25, Digo. Boston, smart move, waiting the half second to touch it. He gets it back. Hoffman drives inside. Hoffman goes up, misses Digo, and a foul called. We'll see who that's going to be. I don't know if I don't think it went against the Hoffman shot. I think it went against Digo's shot. And that's going to be the 4th on Bunky Brown. I wish I had a camera in front of me to look at this, but Digo now will be at the free throw line for the 1, or he'll get 2 coming up. 15 points, 21 rebounds for Bo Digo. And he's got 2, so that was a shot. I thought that was a shooting foul, but wanted to make sure. And the crowd making noise. Digo, his first. It's off! 1 more coming up for Digo. Yellow Jackets have to box out. And a timeout called by Coach Poor, so this will be the first time, the Yellow Jackets will have 2 timeouts remaining. Concord will have 1. So, again, the foul situation now, that foul, I mean, if this goes to a third overtime or something, both teams will be in the double bonus. So, right now, amazing noise. Yeah! Oh, yeah! Love the flips. But that's been a problem. It's been rebounding. 59-39 in favor of Concord. And Digo got that second shot that second chance off of Hoffman's miss. And now, but foul trouble on the court right now. Let's see, Brown has 3. I thought Brown picked up the foul. I'm going to double check here as Brown, maybe that was on Mims, because I saw Brown get called for it. If it was on Mims, he's out, because I think Mims will be in right now as Digo's second free throw. It's up and got it. So 7 seconds left as it's thrown in. Clock starts when Giles touches it. He's got it. Giles takes it. Giles against Rickards at the buzzer. Oh, misses it, but we're going to some more basketball. Second overtime coming up here at Norris W. and Walter F. Johnson Arena. Oh, what a thriller. We're going to be right back. You're watching Video Productions Yellow Jacket Basketball. We'll be right back.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside
Slack, Giles, Martinez, and Cox for the Yellow Jackets. Digo, Sally, Hoffman, Gilbert, and Boston for Concord, and the Yellow Jackets won the tip, something they didn't do at the opening of the game or the first overtime. As Giles gets it over to Cox up top. And he'll feed it back to Giles. He fakes the three, drives inside. Giles lays it up and in. He gets the bucket. Giles now with 19. Him and Slack both leading the way for the Yellow Jackets. Boston up top and lobs it to Digo. Back to Hoffman. And they're trying to deny Boston the ball. I can't blame him, and it's taken away. Brown the other way, lays it in for the bucket. Bunky Brown with the steal in the way in. As Boston around the screen, and Boston back to Gilbert against Slack, over to Sally. He takes the three. And that might have been partially blocked, and they're going to call a foul, though. And who's that going to be on? That's going to be Cox. Maybe Cox was grabbing it. I'm not sure. They were both fighting for position. I think Cox maybe was grabbing at the jersey. I'm not sure. I couldn't see from behind. As now Digo, though, going to the free throw line. What a performance this young man has had. 16 points, 22 rebounds. Again, he averages 3.1 points, 4.6 rebounds per game, does Bo Digo. And it's missed. Rebound by Slack. Yellow Jacket basketball. I believe Mims was the one who fouled out, by the way, at the end of that, but because they called it on Brown at the end of the first overtime. Slack shot off and out. It's going to stay with the Yellow Jackets. So Giles now to inbound. He's going to lob it to Cox. High post Cox, back to Giles. He's going to take it in. Giles around the big man, and he draws the foul. Kenyon Giles has been a trooper here in the second half and in the 2 overtimes. And that's going to be Digo's fourth. So right now, as they're getting ready to put Diop back in, and Diop a pretty darn good player himself. So, I mean, I think they're going to, I don't know, I'm guessing they'll try to switch him and Digo off. But Digo, 17 points, 22 boards. I'm not exaggerating. That is not a typo. 22 boards for Digo as he goes to the bench. As Giles, who has 19 points, and he'll get the free throw. One more coming up for Giles. With fouls right now, with timeouts, West Virginia State has 3, Concord 2. With fouls, Sally and Digo have 4 for Concord, although Digo not on the court. And the Yellow Jackets, Cox and Brown, have 3. Mims, I believe, is fouled out. As now that's going to be Boston. He takes it in against Cox. And Surrounded gets it out. 3 by Gilbert. And in and out, tipped. And it's deflected. Giles again gets it, and he's fouled. Yellow Jackets are in the double bonus, and Giles will have a chance to go to the line for 2. So Giles will go to the line. I butchered his name this whole time. Apology, King is Al. He's going to get the 2 coming up. And it's up and out. 1 more coming up, though. And the second one is good. And it's a 6-point lead for the Yellow Jackets, but that's far from comfort here given how this game has gone. 22 points for Giles as now it's taken. 3 ball by Boston is good. And that's what I mean. Boston, unbelievable step back. Was cramping in the first overtime, had to be taken out, and now scores his 28th point from downtown. Boston, a 33% free throw shoot or 3-point shooter, hits a big one there, and now has his 28th point, and that's leading all scorers for this one. So the timeouts right now, Concord has 1 remaining. The Yellow Jackets have 3. Meanwhile, fouls, Brown and Cox have 3 for the Yellow Jackets, and for the Mountain Lions, Hoffman has 4, Sally has 4, Boston has 3. So now it's going to be Yellow Jacket basketball, and in the game, we may not see it. It's going to be interesting here. The Concord does not have to foul. 3 minutes to go. You're only down 3 now. So, and Brown will run the point. Brown, who had a big steal in overtime, and he gets it over to Giles. Screen coming from Cox. Giles inside. Giles floater up. Missed. Rebound tips back and into the hands of Slack. He's going to bring it back. And Slack over to Gilbert. Right against Gilbert. And Cox gets the ball and misses the shot, but he's going to go to the line for 2. There's a shooting foul, but either way, both teams are in the double bonus. We're going to see who that's on. And that foul's going to go against Diop. That's going to be his 3rd. So now Cox will get 2 coming up. He has 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. His first one off. And the second shot. That one's off. So now Concord a chance to cut it to 1 or tie. As Cox misses both of them. Not normal of him. He's a 67% free throw shooter. As Boston guarded by Giles. Screen coming from Diop. Boston around. And he goes inside. Feeds it underneath. Diop gets the tie or the bucket to cut it to 1. Nice feed from Boston to Diop, and that's been there all evening as Diop gets his 3rd point, and it's a big one in the second overtime. Screen from Cox. That's Giles as he's guarded by Hoffman and Diop. Looking, he goes through, cut off, and back to Martinez. His floater off, rebounded by Gilbert. And now Concord has a chance to retake the lead. Down court, Sally's open. In and out, rebound by Diop. He goes back up and misses. Tipped and a foul on Gilbert. And Giles will go to the line for 2 shots. That's going to be Gilbert's, and all this mess, that's only his 2nd foul. Or no, that's going to be called on Diop, so that's going to be his 4th. So Diop, Sally, and Hoffman each have 4 fouls. Giles gets the first, and one more coming up for him. And the second shot off, rebounded by Diop. Yellow Jackets have missed 3 of the last 4 free throws. They're 24-39. Concord's 20-27. As Boston goes inside, he's doubled, brings it back out. He's guarded by Brown. Boston drives and inside against Bunky Brown, and he gets it out. Hoffman attacks, feeds it underneath, and it's stripped back into the hands of Sally, and a blocking foul called against Cox. So number 12, Sally, will get to go to the free throw line. Ken Sally, who's a 75% free throw shooter. And he's going to get 2 coming up that could potentially tie this. That's going to be the 4th foul on Arthur Cox. Bunky Brown has 3 on the Yellow Jackets. Meanwhile, for Concord, Hoffman, Sally, and Diop each have 4. Boston has 3. Mims has fouled out for the Yellow Jackets. As now Sally will go to the line for 2. 3 timeouts remaining for the Yellow Jackets, 1 for Concord. They may try to ice the shooter here, depending on the situation, as they're going to switch back. So even if Sally misses one, Concord's not going to need to foul on the next possession, but Sally calmly hits that one, and he's in great form. You never know how it's going to be when everybody's expended that much energy. And Sally's going to get one more, and he got it. Tie ball game. So the Yellow Jackets had a 6-point lead here in the second overtime, and have missed 3 of their last 4 from the free throw line, though. Giles has it, and he'll give it over to Brown. Martinez back over to Cox, and looking to get Martinez for the 3, not there. Cox inside against Diop. I try to get it in now. Martinez blocked by Gilbert. What a block! Big play from Gilbert defensively, and Martinez nearly takes it away. Sally has it, and timeout by Concord. No differential between the game. 0.2 second differential I see between the game and shot clock right now. So it's going to be Concord basketball late. They're going to have a chance to win this here in the second overtime.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Diabetic neuropathy is the most common complication of diabetes. Damage to the nerves leads to burning, tingling, and stabbing sensation.
Boston will set it up. I think they're going to go to Hoffman here, if you want my opinion. The rest of their Teep and Digo out for the moment anyways, as Boston goes around, goes into the lane, goes up, blocked from behind. Cox recovers. The Yellow Jackets have a chance, and it's thrown out and taken the other way. We're going to 3 overtimes. Oh, my. Whoa. Concord closes the second overtime out on a 7-1 run. Yellow Jackets missed 3 of 4 free throws. We're going to take a break and come back here on Video Productions.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your
Yellow Jackets, it's Giles, it's Slack, Cox, Martinez and Brown, and for Concord, the Mountain Lions, it's Boston, Sally, Gilbert, it's Diop and Hoffman. Boston up top. He's guarded by Giles. He gets it over to Sally, guarded by Martinez. They won 3 of the 4 tips here in this one as it's missed and rebounded. Giles, and he's not going to waste time. He pushes tempo, goes up, misses, and rebound goes to Gilbert. And 3 by Sally. Off. Rebound tipped in and off of Boston. It's going to go back to the Yellow Jackets. So Cox on the floor with 4 fouls for the Yellow Jackets. Mims is fouled out. Hoffman, Sally, and Diop on the court with 4 for the Mountain Lions. As Cox back over to Martinez. He fakes the 3, drives inside, cut off. And they're going to get him for traveling. So that'll be a turnover. Only the 6th turnover for the Yellow Jackets, 1/3 of what Concord has. And that's not normal. The Yellow Jackets normally average around 14 turnovers a game. This is their first turnover in at least 10 minutes. They haven't had a turnover in either overtime, as now Diop up to Gilbert and over to Boston. Concord with a 66-47 advantage on the rebounding end, as a foul called, and it's going to be away from the basketball, and I think that's on Cox, given his reaction, and that's his 5th, and Toussaint's going to come in now for the Yellow Jackets. So now Diop will get 2 from the line. As Cox and Mims have both fouled out for the Yellow Jackets. As Diop misses the first, he's going to get 1 more. And the second is off. Rebound Toussaint. Giles will run the point for the Yellow Jackets. Giles inside, scoop shot, blocked by Diop. And that's his 2nd block. Gilbert has 5 of those, so does Mims, but Mims is fouled out. Gonna get a little extra floor cleaning there as the timeout situation. The Yellow Jackets have 4, Concord has 1 right now. And again, on the court, Toussaint has 4 fouls for the Yellow Jackets as he has the basketball, and he'll give it back to Giles. And Giles inside. Giles up and fouled. And he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. And that's going to go against Hoffman, and that's going to be his 5th. So now Hoffman fouling out, and Rickards will come back in for Concord. Very little subbing by both teams here in these overtimes, as sticking with their very best on the court. As now that's going to be going to the line for 2, King and Giles. 23 points, 5 rebounds, much of this in the second half in the overtimes, as Giles puts the first one up. Got it. He gets one more. So one more coming up. And the second shot, good. So now Boston with the basketball. Back to Rickards. And over to Sally. Sally and Diop on the court right now for 4 fouls for Concord. And back to Gilbert. He's going to get it out. Sally from way back. Got it! Ken Sally. Gutsy shot, and he gets his 19th point. Giles to Toussaint, and it goes into the hands of Diop. Rickards with the basketball. As he's going to run it back and reset the offense. He'll give it back to Boston. I think they're going to try that pick and roll to Diop. Sure enough, Diop coming up. They're going to send Boston inside. He goes up, reverse lay-in, good. And it's a 3-point game. As it's taken in, and Slack loses the handle. 30 points now for Boston. So now Concord basketball. So now, as it's taken inside, blocked by Toussaint. And back out into the hands of Sally, though. He misses, rebound, Bunky Brown. And he's going to push, 3-on-2. Slack inside, misses. Bunky Brown's tip in is good. Back and forth we're going here. And this under 2 to go now. Here in the third OT. Martinez with the steal, and he's fouled by Rickards. He's going to get a go to the line for 2 shots. And that's going to be the 4th on Rickards. So Rickards, Sally, and Diop have 4 for Concord. Boston has 3. Meanwhile, Toussaint has 4. Brown has 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Mims has fouled out, as has Arthur Cox. Martinez now at the line. He'll have 2 coming up, and he's going to make the first. 1 more coming up for Martinez. Yellow Jackets 26 for 42, or 27 for 43 in that department, as Concord 22 of 31. Second shot, nothing but net. Yellow Jackets have 4 timeouts. Concord has 1. Martinez with 16 now as he goes out, and Byers comes back in. So Hoffman is fouled out for Concord at the moment. So as doing some extra work, really trying to get that court, all that perspiration. I mean, we've had 2 games here. We'll have 95 minutes of basketball at least here tonight. As Rickards back up, he gets it to Boston. He goes around, Boston over to Sally. You hit that big 3-pointer just a moment ago. Sally around the screen, another 3. And this one's off, and the rebound's tipped back to Rickards. He's going to take it back. Joe Rickards with the basketball. Goes around, And he'll be guarded by Byers. Rickards inside, deflected out, and it's going to stay with Concord. Byers with a big strip on the inside, but Concord's going to have the basketball. They've got 8 seconds to work with. I think they're going to try to set Diop or Boston up under the basket. And they lob it in. Actually, it's Gilbert. He's going to go up. Slithery move. Misses. Toussaint rebound. Giles. Oh, and he gets called for a double dribble. He overthought it. So Concord will get a free possession here at a critical point in the game. Oh, Giles, just a lot of, he's just got to fight it off. Back as Boston will inbound. Sometimes your most dangerous man is inbounding the ball. That could be the case here as Boston against Giles. As they're coming up for a double screen. Boston inside and misses it, and a foul called, and that's going to go against, if that's against Toussaint, that's going to be his 5th. We're going to see. That is going to be Toussaint's 5th, so Toussaint becomes the 3rd Yellow Jacket to foul out. And that's going to send the 90% shooter Boston to the free throw line. Boston with 30 right now. He hadn't missed once tonight. Also with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. As the Yellow Jackets checking in for the first time tonight, number 12, Jacob Rice. So both teams going deep into their bench here. So both big men for the Yellow Jackets fouled out as Boston sinks the first calmly. Boston, who went down with cramps in the first overtime. Martinez comes in for the Yellow Jackets. Out goes Byers. 4 timeouts remaining for the Yellow Jackets, 1 for Concord. Both teams in the double bonus. Boston has 1 more coming up. And that one's good. Boston perfect from the free throw line. And that's been the difference. 23 of 33 for Concord, 28 of 44 for West Virginia State. Slack against Boston. Lobs it over. Caught by Byers. And over to Rice. His 3. Off and rebounded by Rickards. They're smart not to foul him. An 85% free throw shooter is Rickards. And Boston now has it. And the Yellow Jackets don't want to foul him, but they do. Giles does. So Boston is going to get 2 coming up from the free throw line. And of course, again, he's been perfect from there today. A 90% free throw shooter is Boston, and he sinks the first. 1 more coming up. What resilience he's shown. I mean, nearly doubling his scoring average, and that's saying something for him. He averages 17 a game. And the second one up, and that one's good. So 3-point lead for Concord and a timeout taken. So we're just going to keep it here right now. Let's see, on the court looking at it, Rickards has 4 fouls, so does Sally and Diop for Concord. The Yellow Jackets don't have anybody with more than 2 fouls, but Mims, Cox, and Toussaint have all fouled out at this point. And so, I mean, your best 3-point shooters, looking at it for the Yellow Jackets, you have Martinez at 38%. You have Giles at 39%. Byers hits it at 35%. And Rice hadn't taken a lot, but has hit 40% on the year. So it's hard. You've got a lot of options that you can go with here. And you don't necessarily need a 3. I mean, you have to get it to the right, or make sure the right guy gets it. And Concord going with a totally different lineup as they have checking in. In comes number 14, John Gabbert. And also coming in is the interesting call, number 15, Cole Lambert. And for Concord, as it's taken inside, shot missed, but Giles will get to go to the line for 2. Archer in as well as they're subbing back. Interesting call, a smart call to try to keep your best guys from getting fouled out. You've got trustworthy guys on the defensive end. The only one on the court in foul trouble right now is Boston with 3, as now Giles will get 2 coming up. And his first shot is good. 1 more coming up. As for Concord, checking back in is number 12, Sally, and number 10, Rickards, who each have 4 fouls. The second shot's good. As Bunky Brown comes in, as does Martinez for the Yellow Jackets. Hoffman's fouled out for Concord, and Cox, Mims, and Toussaint for the Yellow Jackets. So both teams getting them really thin, and Concord right now with multiple players on the court with 4 fouls. As they're getting ready to inbound, sending a man streaking down court. It's thrown to Boston in the corner. He's doubled. They get it over to Sally, and he gets fouled by Slack. That's going to be Slack's second foul, and Sally's going to get to go to the free throw line for 2 shots coming up. A combined 83 after he gets done, but a combined 83 free throws attempted in this game. As now Rice checking back in. So here we go, Ken Sally, who hit a big 3-pointer in this overtime, will go to the free throw line. He's going to get 2 shots, and the first one good. And that has been the difference in this game, free throws, and I've said it now, they're 27-36. Sally is 75% free throw shooter, and he's 75% free throw shooter, he's in a rhythm. 1 more coming up. Sally, he gets that one. As Archer comes back in for the Mountain Lions, as does Lambert. Boston leading the way with 34 points for the Mountain Lions, and the Yellow Jackets looking to get they're going to have to get a 3 now as they foul. Not a bad move, actually. Not a bad move at all, as Giles shot it immediately, and that's going to force a trip to the free throw line, as now Rickards, Sally getting ready to come back in. Giles leading the way with 27. As the first shot, that one's good. He'll have 1 more coming up as Diop, Sally, and Rickards checking back in. Probably putting Diop in for the rebounding on this, although he's not a bad free throw shooter, as second shot for Giles. It's up, and it's good. So Brown coming back in. And for Concord, that's number 14, Gabbert, coming in. As it's going to be inbounded. They're looking and trying to get Boston. And he's on the line. Are they going to call a foul? They do call a foul. So he was on the line, but it might have been the body that got him there. As now that's going to be called against the Yellow Jackets and Boston, who hasn't missed all night. Corey Boston is going to go to the line for 2 more. That foul goes against Giles, his second. So 5.9 seconds to go. It's still a 1-possession game. As now Boston, I'd say I prep as if he's going to make both of these. A 90% shooter. What a game he's had. I mean, just nothing but the bottom of the net. He's at 35 now. One more coming up for him. I mean, Concord coming out on the road on West Virginia State senior night, missing star player Colin Tolbert. And that's his first miss. Slack at 3, at 2. Martinez for the win. He got it. He got it. Martinez got it. Martinez got it. Martinez got the 3 at the buzzer, and the Yellow Jackets get the win. Oh, my goodness. What a game. What a thriller here at West Virginia State University. Martinez hits the game winner. Oh, my gosh. Wow. What a shot. Oh, my goodness. Miguel Martinez with the game winner at the buzzer. Oh, wow. My goodness. What a wild ending for this one. Oh, 2 tough teams, to say the least. Wow, Yellow Jackets just unbelievable. Miguel Martinez hits the 3 at the buzzer to win it. Oh, wow. What a game. As I'm going to see if they'll bring statistics over too. I'll wait here a minute, but my gosh, what a night it was. Miguel Martinez at the buzzer, the game-winning 3-pointer. And now the Yellow Jackets improved to 15-11 and have won their 5th game in a row. Wow, Miguel Martinez. Oh, I'm like, wow. I am honestly, and hats off to both of these teams. I mean, first off, Concord coming in without their star player. He was hurt. Hopefully he'll get back at it and be better here soon. That's just, I feel awful for Corey Boston as hard as he played. I mean, this guy was having cramps in the first overtime, went down with cramps, had to be treated. Fought his way to get back in that game. It's perfect from the line, 35 points, and then he misses the free throw. The Yellow Jackets get it. Slack gets the rebound. They find Martinez at the buzzer, and the Yellow Jackets win 112-111 in triple overtime on senior night. Oh, we are all exhausted over here. Wow. What a game. Incredible. But we're probably not. I can see the stats crew is. Well, you'll see the stats on the website, but it was Giles for the Yellow Jackets, his 29 points, and that led the way for the win. And it's several key free throws, and then Miguel Martinez at the buzzer, number 13, as he's greeted by a sea of adoring fans with the 3-pointer. But wow, what a great game. Well, we want to say thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you to as always, to Butch Mounts and to Video Productions for having me, and much appreciation. A great year for West Virginia State. Be sure to stay tuned to see their continued progress. They will play. They've got. Let's see. They've got coming up on, I believe, and we've got conference tournament coming up too. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But we want to say thank you all so much for tuning in and watching this here on Video Productions. God bless you. Good night, everybody.